Today, I'm going to discuss what is Contract of Purchase and Sales, or short form called CPS. So, what is a CPS? It is a document creating a legally binding transaction between the seller and the buyer if accepted by both parties to the real estate property. So, it is a fiduciary duty to all parties to ensure all information contained in the CPS is truthful and accurate. Misleading and false information could lead to legal actions by the other parties. So, the CPS contains minimum 7 pages, and depending on how many subjects and terms, number of pages will increase. There are 25 clauses in the CPS, and your realtor will review each clauses to ensure you understand before signing. In this video, I will review highlights of each pages and explain certain input information. On the cover page, there are 12 points that the sellers and buyers must understand and their responsibilities. Example, Item 1 identifies that the CPS is a legal document. It provides how the buyer's deposit is held by the brokerage. In the middle of the page, it identifies what the sellers and buyers' responsibilities on additional costs, such as lawyer, notary fees, title fees, cost of mortgage, property transfer tax, and so on. On page 1, it identifies who the seller and the buyers are along with interested property legal description. Starting with clause 1, which is the purchase price, the buyer will offer subject price and the deposit to the interested property. It is important that once the CPS has been accepted by both parties, the deposit is held in trust by the buyer's brokerage unless otherwise agreed upon. On page 2, under this section, the realtor will discuss type of conditions and terms to the buyer's best interest, such as subject to financing, home inspection, strata documents, and so on. It is important for the buyer, if they are getting a mortgage, these conditions are included. Going subject free while obtaining a mortgage is extremely dangerous to the buyers. On page 3, it discusses when completion, possession, and adjustment dates. The completion date is when the purchase funds and the title is exchanged to the new owner. This task is executed by your notary or your lawyer. The possession date is when you get the keys to your new home. In clause 7, the list of items that the sellers will include in the purchase price, such as appliances, window covering, and so on. Therefore, it is important that the buyer understand what is included and not included prior to making the purchase. On page 4, it discusses GST application, time, financing, clearing the title, and so on. Please review with your realtor to understand these clauses. On page 5, on here, the seller and the buyer realtor is disclosed with their brokerage names. On page 6, the sellers and buyers will sign the contract. Please note, clause 24 states when the signed contract expires. In other words, after this timeline, if it's not signed, the contract is expired and void. Therefore, all negotiation must be done prior to this time or amendment before the expiry time. In summary, it is important for the buyers to understand when writing the CPS. The CPS is a legal document, and once executed, it is sealed and delivered. Should there be a remorse, it is strongly advised to seek independent legal advice. I hope this explains general understanding of writing the CPS. Hit the subscribe button below for more videos coming soon.